The Colorado Rockies security team should be absolutely embarrassed this morning. They basically allowed superstar outfielder Ronald Acuña Jr. to get attacked by multiple fans. Trea Turner and Bryce Harper, they teed off against Lucas Giolito and the hapless Angels pitching staff. Aaron Judge, he blasted off for the 29th time, even though he's missed 40 or 50 games. And Jose Altuve, yeah, he hit for the cycle as the Astros put up another football score. All of that in today's MLB Recap, a series in which we recap every single game almost every single day. And a quick reminder, if you're going to any games anytime soon, save yourself 20 bucks off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. Now we have some pretty sad and devastating news for Dodgers fans. Tony Gonsolin, one of my favorite pitchers in baseball. Honestly, he's one of the more underrated pitchers in baseball as well. Gonzo, he's going to be missing the rest of 2023 and the majority of 2024 with Tommy John surgery. Now, none of us are doctors or medical experts, but let me know in the comments, do you think that the pitch clock is leading to more injuries? We don't have any evidence on this. To me, I feel like the emphasis on spin rate has caused a tick in tears of the UCL, so let me know. We're just guessing at this point. So because we just talked about Tony Gonsolin, let's talk about his team, the Dodgers, and Freddie Freeman. He wants to win his second MVP award, and the fact that his stats might not be enough is insane because he's hitting .340 with 50 doubles, 24 home runs, a .415 on base percentage, and a .166 OPS plus. That just goes to show how good Ronald Acuña Jr. and Mookie Betts have been this year, because Freddie Freeman, he's the third guy right now for MVP. Max Muncy hit a 2-run missile, his 31st of the season. Max Muncy, by the way, in 4 of his first 5 full seasons, has 30 home runs in 4 of those 5. Gabriel Moreno, he stepped up for the Diamondbacks. He had an RBI double in the second, and then a 2-run home run in the 4th. That put the Snakes up by 1. He's hitting .293 as a catcher over his first 111 MLB games. Zach Gallen, he didn't have it yesterday though, as Jason Hayward smoked a 2-run go-ahead laser beam home run, and rookie James Outman, he made it back-to-back. I think that's the first time in Zach Gallen's career that he's ever allowed 4 home runs in a single start. James Outman, he singled in another RBI in the 7th. He has multi-RBI games in 3 of his last 4. Caleb Ferguson, he knocked down the save, his 3rd of the season. Both the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers are 7-3 over their last 10, so I think the Diamondbacks, even with this L, are going to be okay. All right, the Braves were taking on the Rockies in Colorado. Ryan McMahon, he started this game off with a bang, and I mean it. 473 feet for his 22nd home run. Just Austin Riley outdid him, even though his only went 389 feet. His was a 2-run blast, and now it's tied up again. Rookie Hunter Goodman, this kid can swing it. He hit 371 with 9 home runs in 15 AAA games. That is insane. Speaking of insane, Ronald, he's been insane all season long. 440 feet on that blast, his 29th home run of the season. Atlanta, they're up 4-2. Then in the 7th, he stole his 60th bag of the season. It's still August. He's the first player since 2017 to swipe 60 bags when D. Gordon did it. He's also 1 home run away from becoming the first MLB player ever with a 30 home run, 60 stolen base season. But he wasn't done yet. He wasn't happy. A base clearing triple to make it 13 runs on the day for the Braves. He's the only player this year with a home run, 5 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases in a single game. And on the season, he's hitting .335 with 29 home runs, 61 stolen bases, and a .164 OPS plus. Now, staying with Ronald, sometime during this game, we saw one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen on a diamond and a security staff. A fan rushed the field and held on to Ronald. The security team then held on to the fan as another fan stormed and basically tackled Ronald. Now, luckily, Ronald is fine, but honestly, that was one of the most embarrassing attempts I've seen at security ever. Trea Turner has been a monster since that standing ovation, and that's why we love baseball. We know that a plate of chicken parmesan saved the career of Anthony Volpe, and then fans not relentlessly booing Trea Turner turned his season around. Bryce Harper, he has been a cheat code lately as well, and honestly, that swing was so beautiful. It almost brought tears to my eyes. He's so good. I can't believe that he's actually playing up to what we thought he was going to be when he was the chosen one on that Sports Illustrated cover. Since July 1st, he's hitting .332 with 25 extra base hits and 32 RBIs in about 47 games. Did Trea do it again? Yes, he did. A moonshot off of Lucas Giolito. Trea is now hitting .356 with 7 home runs and 20 RBIs in the 22 games since he got that standing ovation. By the way, Lucas Giolito, he falls to 1-5 with a near 7 ERA with the Halos. Craig Kimbrell, he had a 7-pitch inning. He has 21 saves. The Phillies are looking absolutely lethal. And so are the Houston Astros, who also have a former MVP with all the cheat codes unlocked right now. A lot of you might be thinking that is a Astros pun, like cheating. No, I swear. Altuve, he has been incredible lately. Anyway, you just saw Jose Abreu go yard, and how did Adam Duvall barrel up that baseball? That ball was at his eyebrows, and he gives Boston a 1-run lead. Altuve, he stole the lead right back on a 2-run triple in the 6th inning, so the hardest part of the cycle is now over. Yordan Alvarez punched a baseball 400 feet for a 3-run tater. He has 70 86 RBIs in 85 games. I feel so bad for this guy, and by this guy I mean Boston relief pitcher Kyle Barclaw, or Bear Clough, I can't remember how to say his last name. Altuve, he was served up a meatball, a 2-run home run. He completes his first career cycle, and that gave Kyle Barclaw an 11-hit, 10 earned run relief appearance. What was Alex Cora thinking? He basically sent Kyle out there to be a human punching bag. He said, yeah, bro, just go tank your ERA because we're going to save the bullpen. We are not going to warm anyone up. Just really sad because Kyle was looking out to the bullpen like, please, someone save me. But Houston, they are locked in right now. They've scored 30 runs over their last 2 games. So real quick before we talk about Aaron Judge and his 29th home run, I got to find the Rangers and Mariners games. Remember, Texas and Houston, they're 1 game back of the Mariners, so every single inning has to be treated like Game 7 of the World Series for both Texas and Houston. New York had some fun early. Brandon Nimmo had a 2-run home run. DJ Stewart, he won't stop deleting baseballs. He has 6 home runs in his last 41 at-bats. Tyler McGill was very good. He held Texas to just that RBI double in the 6th inning from Adolis Garcia. An RBI ground out in the 8th set up this clutch moment for Nathaniel Lowe. It's going to be a play at the plate, and Ezekiel Duran, he's in there. Lowe's 2-run single made it 4-3, and Jose Leclerc, I forgot that he still existed. He struck out 2 to get the save, and there was 3 shutout frames with 0 hits from the Texas bullpen. They were really good yesterday. They beat the Mets 4-3. That is a massive W for the Rangers, so let's see if the Rangers and the Astros can get back to tie at first place if the Mariners lose, and that's funny. That's a good one, Fuzz. J.P. Crawford is hitting .320 with 3 home runs over his last 13 games, and J-Rod has been flat out stupid. He's probably been the best player in baseball, maybe just ahead or just behind Mookie Betts over the last few weeks. He drove in JP on a double in the 3rd, and then he pummeled a huge 2-run home run in the 4th to score JP again. J-Rod has a home run in 3 consecutive games. He also made some history, but before we talk about that, shout out to Brian Wu, the rookie starting pitcher. He went 6 shutout with 5 strikeouts. Seattle, they breed pitchers like it's nothing. It's incredibly impressive. J-Rod, he got on and scored again on a Teoscar single to make it 7 runs, and check this out. He had 5 4-hit games over his last 10 games. That's the most by a player since 1900. It's been 123 years since a player had 4 base hits 5 times over a 10-game stretch. Nothing changed in the AL West. The Mariners are still 1 game ahead of the Rangers and the Astros. So we've seen MVPs Freddie Freeman, Bryce Harper, Jose Altuve all go yard, so it's only fitting that Aaron Judge goes yard as well. He was 0 for 17 coming into this at-bat, and look at Gleyber Torres making it back-to-back home runs. Judge, he's now 1 home run away from 250, and Gleyber, he has 21 home runs, 12 stolen bases, and an almost 115 OPS plus, so he's fully bounced back after being terrible in 2020 and 2021. Luis Severino is experiencing a little bounce back from his horrific start to this season. He has back-to-back shutouts. He went 7 shutout innings, only allowed 5 base hits. He had 8 strikeouts as well. We also saw the Luis Severino Godzilla roar come out a few times. He was hyped up, and it's no secret what the Yankees have to do to make a magical run. They have to hit home runs and get quality starts from Carlos Rodon and Luis Severino. I do want to show this. The bad man, he had a home run, but the Yankees, they're 11 games back even after this W, and there's only 31 games left. So let me know, do the Mets, do the Padres, do the Yankees, all these supposedly good teams, do they have a chance of coming back? Let me know. We ain't done yet with former MVPs, hitting tanks. Christian Yelich, he sent one out in the first inning against the Cubs. This is a huge series of who's going to be the top dog in the NL Central. That's his 17th of the season. By the way, he's 3 home runs and 3 stolen bases away from a 20 home run, 30 stolen base season. Mark Canha, he pretty much put this game on ice. His 2-run, 440-foot blast made it 4-zip. William Contreras, he had an RBI single that was sandwiched in between 2 home runs from the Cubs. Ian Happ, he went yard, and so did Patrick Wisdom. But that's all the Cubs could muster off of Wade Miley, who was pretty good. Adames, he added 1 more for the Brewers. His RBI double was the final run of the game, as the Brewers have now won 9 games in a row. They're 17 games over 500, and they have a 5-game lead over the Cubs in the NL Central. So the Cubs might have to settle for a wild card spot, just like the 2 teams facing off in this next game, the Giants and the Reds. Cincinnati is probably not going to catch the Brewers, and San Francisco is definitely not going to catch the Dodgers. Wilmer Flores, he doubled in the game's first run, and Patrick Bailey grabbed an RBI double of his own. There was another rookie who had an RBI double, but we can't talk about that until we show this rookie, lefty Kyle Harrison. He was as nasty as you can possibly get. He struck out 11 Reds on 91 pitches. He only allowed 3 base hits over nearly 7 innings of work. That was his second start ever. Rookie Wade Meckler, he drove in another RBI on his first career extra base hit, and the Giants, they're going to cruise to a 4-1 W. Camilo Doval is up to 35 saves. I did not know that he just turned 26 years old, so he's going to keep racking up saves for a while. The Padres are not giving up just yet, and honestly, this was kind of an encouraging game if you're a Padres fan. Kind of emphasis on that. Blake Snell, he looked great through 5, but so did the worst pitcher in baseball, Adam Wainwright. Waino, he turned in his best start in months. He held the Padres to 1 run over 6 innings. I forgot that Matt Carpenter was still on the Padres. Garrett Cooper, he had a big night. That's his first of 3 RBIs. But before we show his second and third RBI, look at Blake Snell. He finished out his masterclass by going 7 shutout frames with 9 strikeouts, only 2 base hits. He lowers his already MLB best ERA to an even lower 2.6 ERA. He could be one of the few players ever to win a Cy Young in both the AL and the NL. Cooper, he played a 2 more on a single in the 9th inning, and Josh Hader, he has 28 saves and a 0.79 ERA with 73 strikeouts in 45 innings. The Padres are 7 games back, and to be honest with you guys, I feel like they're really good on paper still. Could they go on a win streak? I mean, probably, but I don't know if that's likely. Speaking of being 7 games back, the Guardians will fall to 7 games back if they do not beat the Twins. Probably the biggest series of 2023 for both squads. Rookies Gabriel Arias and Bo Naylor, they delivered big time early on with Arias with an RBI double. Bo Naylor had a moonshot, a 2-run 431-foot blast to dead center. Now, I was feeling super confident and borderline giddy until Minnesota snatched the soul directly out of my chest. What was this second inning? Correa, he scores on a balk. Solano has an infield single to make it 4-2. And it's not 4-2 anymore. Royce Lewis is so back. That's a grand slam in back-to-back games. I'm so happy for this kid. He's had 2 different ACL surgeries. Matt Wallner, he has some of the easiest pop in baseball. When he hits it, he knows it's gone. 440 feet for his 10th home run. Polanco had a no-doubter. That ball had a family, and Jorge Polanco just did not care. His 10th of the year made it a 10 spot. And shout out to Josh Winder. He tossed 3 perfect innings to end this game, so he gets a rare 3-inning save. The season might be over for the Guardians, which makes me very sad. Ryan O'Hearn has been an RBI and extra base machine all year, and there he is making 2-0. Mountcastle had an RBI. But to be honest with you guys, the story of the game is former super prospect and rookie starting pitcher Grayson Rodriguez. The league might now be officially on notice. They let Grayson Rodriguez get hot. 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, no runs allowed. He allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk. Grayson, with the combination of Kyle Braddis, that could be a solid 1-2 punch in the playoffs. They just need contributions from Dean Kramer and Jack Flaherty. Baltimore, they erupted in the 8th inning. Ryan McKenna, he's still somehow getting everyday at bats. He drove in 2, and Santander, he ripped another home run. That's 7 home runs and 15 RBIs in August, and he has 25 home runs on the season. They went easy. Staying with another AL East team, we have the Blue Jays taking on the Nationals, and George Springer, he drove in a run, which all but guarantees a W for the Blue Jays. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been a run-producing machine the last week. He drove in 2 more on a double. He has 6 RBIs over his last 5 games. Davis Schneider, he drove in Vladdy. He's still hitting over 400 with 12 RBIs in his first 12 games as a big leaguer. That is nuts. Danny Jansen, he has 16 home runs, and if Joey Meneses didn't exist, Gosman, he might have thrown a complete game or something crazy like that. All 3 runs that the Nationals scored came off the bat of Joey Meneses. It just wasn't enough. Gosman, he did strike out 7, even though he allowed 3 runs, so he's the second pitcher in baseball to 200 strikeouts. He has 202 strikeouts. That is second to Spencer Strider. Jordan Hicks, Romano was out, I guess, so Jordan Hicks is going to get the save opportunity. He has 12 saves on the year as the Jays beat the Nationals 6-3. Brian Hayes grabbed an RBI double in the 3rd against the Royals, and Pittsburgh, they scored a few more for starting pitcher Johan Oviedo, and Oviedo, he went out there and tossed his first ever complete game and shutout. This dude is unbelievably nasty. He and Mitch Keller have some of the best stuff, like pure stuff. If they could have command, they'd be even better. Like, they should get traded to the Rays and then traded back after they learn consistency and arm slot. I mean, not many guys in baseball this year have gone complete game shutout, but Oviedo, he just joined that elite group. 9 shutout, just 2 base hits allowed. That's as good as it gets. So before we do today's immaculate grid, as well as give an update on the standings, I do want to give a quick update on the stat leader. So Luis Arraez, he's kind of slipping right now. He's still hitting 350, which is insane, but Freddie Freeman is kind of closing in at 340. We know that Spencer Strider is number 1 in wins and strikeouts. Home runs, Ohtani is still 1 ahead of Matt Olson, but Pete Alonso and Schwarber, along with Soler, they've been on home run tears as of late. ERA, we know it is Blake Snell at 2.6. RBIs, Matt Olson has 112. He is way ahead for first place. I think he's 15 ahead if I've done my math right. Camilo Duvall is number 1 in saves with 35. He got that yesterday. Freddie Freeman is now ahead of Ronald and Luis with 176 base hits. You have 2 Dodgers in the top 5, Mookie and Freddie. We know the strikeouts is Strider. Stolen bases, Este Uri is the second guy to 50, but Ronald has 61, and then quality starts, Garrett Cole with 19. So for the AL wildcard, the Blue Jays are 2.5 games back, but the Astros, the Rangers, and the Rays keep on winning, so nothing changed with that. The Red Sox, they've lost 2 in a row, so they're 5.5 games back. In the NL, we can see that the Diamondbacks, even with that L, they're a half game ahead of the Giants, who've won 2 in a row. The Reds are 1.5 games back. The Marlins are 2.5 games back, and the Padres, they're still trying to fight at 7 games back. But what's crazy, they have a plus 56 run differential. They should be way better than 8 games under 500. It makes no sense. Today's Immaculate Grid is going to be fun because we have a stat category, 3,000 plus hits in a career. But let's get to that in a second. The Marlins and the Dodgers. I'm going to go with Miguel Rojas because I know for a fact that is right. A Ranger and a Dodger. Ranger and a Dodger. Who's played for both teams? I don't think that Will Smith has ever been on. I'm talking about the lefty reliever, Will Smith. He's never been on the Dodgers. I'll have to come back to that one. 3,000 plus hits for a career. Did Jackie? No, Jackie, even though he's in the Hall of Fame and he did a lot of good things for baseball, I think he had like 14 or 1,500 base hits. Who else had that little short stint with the Dodgers? I think he ended his career with them. Or no, he ended them with the Cardinals. What am I thinking? But 34% okay. The Marlins and the Angels. Didn't Jonathan Villar play for both teams? I might be thinking of a different guy, but Jonathan Villar, 2%, look at me go. The Rangers and the Angels, I'm so sad about his career. Josh Hamilton, one of my favorite players of all time, 28%. The Angels and 3,000 plus hits, this one is easy. I know Vladimir Guerrero Jr. did, so I'm gonna go, not Jr., his daddy. Vladdy didn't get 3,000 base hits? Wait, what? I guess, okay, I got that one wrong. The Marlins and the Red Sox. Marlins and the Red Sox. I'm not thinking of anyone right now. Yo, this is actually a tough one. 3,000 plus hits for the Red Sox. I'm going to go with Ted Williams. Here we go. This one's going to be... I'm done. If Ted Williams doesn't have 3,000 base hits and neither does Vladdy, I'm not going to get today's Immaculate Grid close at all. Oh, I could have gone with Wade Boggs as the 3,000 hit guy for the Red Sox. For the Rangers and Boston Red Sox, I could have gone Nathan Eovaldi. Josh Beckett, I forgot that he came up with the Marlins. Albert Pujols for 3,000 base hits for the Angels, but he was my Dodger pick. So yeah, I was terrible at this one. I really appreciate you guys watching these recaps, but that's going to do it for today. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're brand new, and also my gaming channel, Fuzzy Gaming. We're on the road to 100,000 subs. Click that little button, and I'll catch you guys over there.